Steak is unforgiving. 1 degree too hot and the perfect turns to ruin. Sous vide changes that. Instead of guessing with flames and timing, you control temperatures exactly. Edge to edge doneness, no overcooked bands, no stress. This is exactly how chefs get steak perfect every single time, not by chance, but by precision. There's few things in this world that are better than a perfectly cooked steak. I'm gonna show you how to do it today. We're gonna sous vide at 125 degrees Fahrenheit, paired along with our 1,000-layer potato. If you haven't seen my video, go ahead and check that out. And also a caramelized onion puree. All right, let's start out making our onion puree. We need to caramelize these for quite a while. I use 4 yellow onions for this. Go ahead and just slice them very thin. Next, we'll peel 1 russet potato. You can use Yukon Golds for this. I like to use parchment for easy cleanup. Go ahead and dice these nice and small. Go ahead and get a pan nice and hot. Put in a little bit of butter. Add your onions, a little pinch of sugar, and a little pinch of kosher salt. This will help break down the cell walls while also caramelizing with a little bit of that sugar. We're gonna let these go for at least an hour to an hour and a half. See how they start to darken on you. Once you see a little bit of fond, we call it, on the bottom of the pan, don't stress, just add a little bit of water and it'll take it up super easy. It's magic. And all that flavor goes right back in the onions. That's exactly what you want. Next, we'll add 200 milliliters of Madeira or Marsala wine. Add our potato, let that reduce by half, and then add 500 milliliters of a good quality chicken stock, preferably homemade. We'll go ahead and cover this and cook for 1 hour. All right, when our onions and potatoes are done, go ahead and use a slotted spoon just to make sure that we don't make our puree too thin. You want it to be a puree, it's not a sauce. You can make this into a sauce if you want, but that's not what I'm going for today. You also want a few splashes of a good quality sherry vinegar. Go ahead and blend this until smooth. I think our puree is already at a perfect consistency, so I'm not gonna need to add any liquid. I'll go ahead and pass that through. Nice, silky, delicious, creamy, caramelized onion puree. That is delicious. All right, now let's sous vide our steak. Go ahead and take a New York strip or whatever steak you like, and we'll go ahead and pop that in a cryovac bag that's BPA free. I like to add some fresh herbs. I got a little thyme and rosemary. Stick that right in. Beef tallow. If you didn't know, beef tallow and beef is a perfect combo. If you have it, a little bit of black truffle butter. Regular butter will work perfectly fine as well. Let's cryovac our steak. There's something so satisfying about this sound. I love that. All right, once your steak's been cryovac, go ahead and drop it in a water bath, 125 degrees Fahrenheit, or whatever desired temp you want. I just feel like it's better to go a little bit under because you're also gonna sear this at the end. All right, we just pulled our steak out. I know it looks gross and gray and brown, but don't worry. When you cut into it, it's gonna be perfect. One step that gets missed often is drying off your steak after you sous vide it. You do not want a wet steak going in pan with oil because that would be horrible. Before we sear off our steak, we want to go ahead and drop our 1,000-layer potato. If you haven't seen the video, like I said before, make sure you check this out. It's a perfect side dish for our beautiful steak. Look at that golden brown color, layered with delicious prosciutto and fresh herbs. All right, lastly, we want to just sear off our steak. I like to do this fat side down just to render out a little bit of that fat. I add a little bit of avocado oil just to kind of get the process going. Once you flip it over, make sure you press your steak to the pan so you really get that nice sear. I'll go ahead and flip it over, and then I'll toss in a little bit of butter and some fresh herbs and garlic, and then just go ahead and baste your steak for about 1 to 2 minutes. Get that delicious flavor all over that steak. And then we'll go ahead and just let it rest on a plate for a few minutes. Pour that beautiful butter all over the top. And then now the final plating. Add our 1,000-layer potato, a little black garlic aioli, a little bit of fresh nasturtium leaf. We add our steak, a little bit of our caramelized onion puree. And then I finish with the steak sauce that you can find on one of my other videos. A little bit more nasturtium. And topped it off with a beautiful fig leaf oil. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Oh man. So on my 1,000-layer potato, I already did a video for this, but frying it for this video, I found that if you go through the whole process, after you press them overnight and you cut them, go ahead and freeze them individually, and they actually come out even better. Just anytime you freeze a potato and you're gonna fry it later, it just seems to come out so much better, especially with French fries, hash browns, 1,000-layer potato. So keep that in mind. You don't have to do that, but I highly suggest it. Oh man. If you wanna know how I made the sauce for the steak, go ahead and click over here. If you wanna know how I made the 1,000-layer potato, go ahead and click over here. Until then, can't thank you guys enough. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you again next week.